If you're a fan of Anthony Bourdain, stay tuned. Today, I'm in Cartagena, hunting down the spot where he had a delicious seafood experience. I'm headed to La Cevicheria. Will it live up to the hype, or will my taste buds go on strike? Stick around, because we're diving into some seafood recommended by the man himself, Anthony Bourdain. I can't wait to eat Cartagena Bourdain style. So, let's go. I think I'm getting into the old quarter of the city. I'm assuming this might have been part of the original walls that I've heard about that were around the walled city, but all that looks very pretty down along there. Kind of cool. Yeah, this has to be like the original wall or some version of it, and if it isn't, then it's pretty wild. But let's go up here, and because I seem to recall something about walking along the walls, and although it takes me slightly off my path, that's okay, because the world is for exploring. So let's explore. And these yeah, I think I have to go this way anyways, so yeah, somehow it'll work. Somehow it'll work. Famous last words. But yeah, these do definitely look like the walls. So Cartagena originally, because of where it is, I guess the Spanish were here, but they didn't have a ton of people down here. But because of where it is by the water here, it was frequently attacked by pirates and all other, you know, crazy people. Not crazy people, all other kind of bad people. So to protect the city, they decided to build the wall around the city to protect them a little bit, but obviously that wasn't quite enough protection, so they had to also put up the forts to protect them from invaders, additional invaders from the sea, if they were to sail around them. And so today, I guess this is what's left. I don't know exactly how much of the wall is left from the old walled city, and but if I do figure out more information, that's fun. I'll obviously pop it up on the screen, but it's fun to kind of walk along the wall here. Hope it lets me down at some point somewhere normal, because otherwise I'd have to jump, and it's a bit of a jump. It's a bit of a fall. Yeah, that's got to be what, at least like a 12-foot drop, which, I mean, won't kill me, but it'll hurt. So I prefer not to do that if I can avoid it. That's always the case. Where possible, avoid pain, unless it's good pain, in which case, hey, go for it. The kind that builds character or helps you accomplish something that you want to accomplish, go for it. Okay, let's see. I'm assuming down over here there's got likely be something that will get me downstairs, which will be good, because I think that where I want to go is somewhere down. Oh no, it's still a little bit further down that way before I hang a left. So okay, we're good. It's probably just that next street over there, that big main street. So if possible, what I'm hoping to do is to get to I think it's called La Cervicheria. La Cervicheria, I believe it's called. So it's one of the spots, La Cevicheria. So it's one of the spots that Anthony Bourdain went to have some grub, or went to grab a bite when he was here in Cartagena. And there are actually a couple of them, I think, but the other one is actually Cecilia, which is actually back where I was earlier at the chaotic market there. But I don't think I'm gonna have time to head back over there. Well, I mean, I guess I could, but yeah, at this point, we'll see how I feel after this. I don't know that I have enough room for that many meals, because I still do want to grab some street food that's here as well. So we'll see. Once again, we'll just kind of make it up as we go along, which is the best way I feel to do it anyways. We'll just kind of make it up, because life is more fun that way. And I do see here that the trucks also have their license plates, or the commercial vehicles also have their license plates on the side of the car as well. So similar to how it was in Medellin. And so it must just be like a Colombian sort of regulation that if you are a commercial vehicle of some sort, that you have to have the front and back license plate, but you also have to paint your license plate on the side of your car to make, or side of your truck or your car or whatever, to make it more easily identifiable should they need to identify you. So that's an interesting little thing. Like I said, I've not seen that yet in other countries, and let me know if that is the case in your country as well. I mean, in some countries I see vehicles that don't have any kind of license plate whatsoever, so it's always surprising to see one that has. So let's see, am I gonna walk along here? Sure, why not? Let's walk along here and we'll see what happens. Walking along the mean streets. I was about to say, I was about to call it Caipirinha, but no, that's a Brazilian cocktail. We are in Cartagena, not Caipirinha. Very close, but different at the same time. Still making my way towards the La Cevicheria. It should be at the end of the street here, but things have definitely spruced up a little bit in this area. You can see it's definitely for the tourists, and there is what is in there. Looks like some kind of shop or hotel, who knows what it is. Either way, it's very fun sitting there. Lots of fancy things going on the street. It's definitely an upmarket. It's the design district. Okay, cool. All right, and this guy's going backwards, so yeah, keep an eye on where you're going. People sometimes travel forward, sometimes they travel backwards, sometimes they travel sideways. That is the fun of Colombia. You never know what you're gonna get. The rule is there are no rules. Kind of like the original UFC. Now there are actually more rules, but yeah. And it's very pretty in this area, but always, no matter where you are, no matter how safe it seems, keep your wits about you. Don't lose your wits, because that's all we've got. So must be it. See, so far I haven't driven in Colombia, nor do I really want to, because it really does seem like quite an adventure. And the big question I have is, actually no, the thing that always throws me, sort of freaks me out the most, is all the passing. I mean, it's one thing to drive past a car that's going slowly and that's fine, but when they do it so often along just narrow sort of roads that really should not happen, and narrow winding roads, so you can't see there's another car coming down at you at blazing speeds, which they like to do, you're just gonna straight up die. So that's, you know, I'm assuming they do this a lot, and so they know what they're doing. At the same time, I also don't really trust them and don't really want to do it. I'm definitely holding my breath every single time they try to do that crazy pass down the road or on a road where you can't see the oncoming traffic. And they always like to pick the one spot where there's tons of oncoming, I mean, where there's tons of curves and you can't see shit. And so yeah, anyways, I see tons of curves, you can't see anything, and where the chance of death is really high. But I guess that's just part of the fun of being in Colombia. So let me just take a few shots of this. Maybe I should even do a selfie of myself in the square. Hey, all right. Yay. No, that's better there. Yay. Alright, so not sure they're trying to upsell me here, but the L'Agostino the Tiger King is the what they're recommending for the day. So I guess we will see. I'll take a peek whether or not that actually seems like the good one, but I'll keep going. So finally at La Cevicheria. Pretty cool. Got myself a Club Colombia, as I always do. And gracias. She says like potato chips. I guess there's a little thing with it. But here's the inside of the Cevicheria. It's a busy spot, as you can see, from all the excitement around me. They were nice enough to seat me here by myself. Let's give this a try. It's I guess I dip that in there. It's also kind of the colors of the Colombian flag as well, so kind of cool. Or maybe I'm just projecting.
because it goes nicely with my Colombian football jersey. But alright, so far so good. I decided to go with the special that they recommended. They said the tiger shrimp today is the best, so the tiger shrimp is the way I'm going with the ceviche. I figure with fresh seafood, might as well go with the suggestion. It probably also is upselling too, but you know what? It can't be that bad. And some of the other dishes have like octopus in it, and as much as I love octopus, I can't really have it sometimes. It makes me a bit sick, so. Another reason I'm really happy right now to be in the Cevicheria is because it's air conditioning. It's hard to find air conditioning in Colombia, but I guess in the touristy places, they know that the gringos want the air conditioning, so they create the air conditioning. But yeah, and they're storing the fresh. I wonder if this. No, they did say it was potato. So it's either potato or yuca. But I think that does taste like potato chips. But yeah, the gringos want the air conditioning, so they make sure they have the air conditioning because they know the gringos need it. Because we can't handle this heat. I don't know how they do it, especially since most people don't live with air conditioning. Once again, I don't know how they do that. I'd be dead. But they're much stronger than I am, I'm sure. I also do love the fact that all you get is a spoon and a knife, because this is the cevicheria, and that's all you need. So I guess because ceviche is already cut up, so you don't really need it. So the spoon is actually handier. I guess the knife, I guess you'll end up spreading things. But then I did see that they have some sandwiches and burgers in the menu, so I guess you can use it to cut the burgers. But I guess there really is no use for any forks in this place. Because they do have a rice dish, but once again you can use a spoon for rice. So I guess, yeah, when it comes down to it, all you need is a spoon and a knife. That kind of cuts down on the cutlery cost. Gracias. And just, of course, as I say that, they give me a fork. So I guess there is a use for the fork in some cases. So much for my theory of the only thing you need here. And I love the fact that I don't know if she heard me talking. I don't think it's so loud in here. I don't think she can actually hear me and distinguish what I was saying. But I do love the perfect timing of, as I've explained to everyone, how you don't need anything other than a spoon or a knife. That she brings me a fork. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I also love that instead of calling it a restroom or a baño or whatever, it's called the pee-pee room. I guess once again for the gringos, so they know pee-pee. The pee-pee room. Because I'm assuming that's where the restrooms or the baños are. So that's kind of hilarious. They do have a good sense of humor here. I have noticed that. Look at that. Thank you. Wow. Okay, that's not what I expected at all. In fact, I don't even know how to eat this. So I'll have to figure this out. But it looks absolutely delicious though. But yeah, definitely not what I expected. As I try to figure out how to navigate this. Okay. Alright. Let's see if I can do this. So I'm just gonna cut one of these bad boys open and see what happens. So yeah, I thought maybe I was getting some ceviche, but just kind of getting the shrimp, which is okay too. I mean, it's good. But I was hoping for some raw fish. But maybe what I do is I create my own by maybe breaking off a piece of this. Alright, so break apart and add some shrimp, make my own ceviche thing, throw that on, add some avocado to the mix, and wow. Yeah. It's definitely not ceviche. The shrimp is obviously cooked. It's quite warm. But it's still really good though. Just would be nice to actually have some ceviche. But oh well. Live and learn. Didn't quite read that menu properly, I guess. I guess I just assumed that everything here would be ceviche. As it's called, the cevicheria. But hey, that's alright. Still a fun experience. I won't let that get me down. Still lots of delicious food to be had. They definitely put avocado in everything. That's good. Avocado's delicious. Although, the Chinese side vegetables, though, because usually they squeeze lime and everything, but the way that these limes are cut, they're more for decoration, I feel. So, let's go with that. In the meantime, I'll figure out a way to eat the rest of this. These giant tiger prawns, or I think they're tiger prawns anyways. Either way, they're absolutely enormous and really delicious. So I'm gonna keep it on, and you can kind of actually, I'll give you a more of a close up. Like, look at the size of these things. They're like the size of my head, pretty much. So, like, they're like little lobsters. 3D action going on there. Yeah. King, stop playing with your food. I know. All right, I'm gonna chow down a little bit. You don't need to watch me eat. Some of you might want to. In which case, maybe I'll start a mukbang channel or something like that. See how it goes. Actually, basically, this is like a giant shrimp cocktail. I love shrimp cocktails, so it actually worked out really well. So, but what I thought was a disappointment, it's actually not, because it incorporates something I really love as well. So, and once again, it's delicious. So I'm just gonna concentrate on that. So just finished demolishing the shrimp here. That was absolutely delicious. And it's more filling than it would look. I kind of first thought, oh, it's just 3 little shrimp. I can do 3 little shrimp. But apparently 3 little shrimp are more than, I guess there's like the chip and whatever all the other good stuff that comes off it as well. So that's fun. And also, you know, the beer starts to make everything expand after a while, so. And I still need room for other things, because I'd like to now wander around the street and grab some street foods, like you know, maybe the panuelos if possible, maybe find myself some pastel de pollo, maybe even some empanadas, another one, or hopefully one that's better than the dodgy one that I had this morning. So we will see. So I gotta leave room for some of that stuff, so I'll probably just finish off here and then go and explore the rest of the old quarter before I meet up for what hopefully will be a walking tour. I think it's still happening. And if not, I'll just make up my own. But we'll see. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Look at these colorful streets. Kind of fun, kind of fun. Has a bit of that Guatapé vibe, but not quite. Maybe we can call this, you know, kind of like almost like a tropical Notting Hill. I wonder if they deliberately decided to get together and paint these buildings, or whether it's something they just all decided to do on their own, or maybe 1 or 2 people decided to do it and everyone decided to join in because they're like, you know what, that's kind of cool. But who knows? Who knows why anyone does anything that they do? And let's see, where do I want to wander right now? It's always one of those funny things where I'm like, where exactly do I want to be? And where I want to be is probably over there. Alright, so I'm gonna go down this street here and see gracias. I'm just gonna jump over here because that's what I do. That's the only unfortunate thing, is whenever you are out as a gringo, everyone's gonna, and especially, I mean, I guess really it's just in the touristy areas, everyone's just constantly trying to sell you something. And it wasn't as bad in Medellin, but definitely here in
Cartagena, every block there's people trying to sell me something, and unfortunately I just don't know what the most polite way is of telling them. I just don't. Hello.
Hi.
What the most polite way is to tell them I don't need any of that stuff. But I guess they gotta make a living, so they gotta try. They gotta hustle. But so do I. I've got stuff to do, even though I don't know where I'm really going. I got places to go, things to see, things to eat, things to drink. So, although, one thing I noticed on the Uber down here anyways, one of the options is to, instead of a car, you can get a motorcycle as well. So, yeah, haven't been in a place where Uber offered that option yet, except here in Cartagena. So, kind of cool. I might just, at some point, who knows, maybe I might just decide to be funny and get myself hitch a ride in the back of a motorcycle. Could be fun. All right, just gonna take some photos of this cool street here in a while. More fun photos. Let me see what's going on. He's probably signaling to his friends, come out and rob the gringo. That's all right. Sometimes that's what they signal to their friends, because the gringos are obviously targets here to some degree. All right, let's see where I am. Am I where I think I am? Am I not where I think I am? I could be in a lot of different places and nowhere at the same time. So I'm just gonna stand over here, whacking more. That's another thing, like when you have to like look at stuff, obviously look at where you are, but also kind of keep an eye on what's around you. And the easiest way to keep an eye on what's around you is that you don't have to keep an eye on so many things. So what I like to do is I like to put myself up against something like a wall or something, so I only have to kind of keep an eye on what's in front of me. One of the dead giveaways usually that an area is really old is if the sidewalks are practically non-existent. Like here, where they're very, very narrow, or if you're looking at them in England as well, also they're usually quite narrow, or any kind of city that started off in the medieval times, because they just weren't, you know, they just weren't really thinking of stuff. And here, definitely the sidewalks are narrow and often non-existent. But whether that was because of the age of the place, or who knows, whatever, we'll never, well, someone knows, so tell me in the comments. I was just thinking to myself, I need another coffee, and the strange thing is, in an almost frightening way, suddenly look at this classic Colombian cafe that has passed by. But don't worry, I'm not gonna go to Starbucks for coffee. I'll find something else. But I just kind of found it crazy that I don't know if it's psychic connection or just weirdness, but yeah, I was just thinking I need a coffee, and there they are, like a beacon from beyond. I am in some kind of main square dedicated to Pedro de Heredia, I guess we'll call it. I know you all love how I'm absolute master at pronouncing. I can't even speak English now. Yes, I know how amazed you are at the way that I pronounce all these Spanish names and words and everything. But for now, I will show you. There you go. I'll find out exactly where we are right now. We are at, let's see, the Boca del Puente o Torre. Is that right? Boca del Puente o Torre del Rolage, which is a site of memory for the Afro awareness. That's just. Yeah, okay. So this is where we are. This square, people constantly trying to sell you stuff. That happens. I just wave them off. I don't want to waste their time either, and I got stuff to do. You know, they've got lots of other people. They just gotta play it by the numbers, because the more people they can approach, the more chance they have of selling. So I don't want to take up too much of their time. And I'd rather spend my time chatting with you lot and seeing what's going on here. So this is this little square here. I'm making my way somewhere. I don't really know where I'm going, but we'll figure it out. We'll wander together. let's see if there's anything interesting on the other side of this little monument here. And I like how they set up a little bazaar here just to sell some stuff. Let's see what's going on over here. So another sort of big plaza. Looks like there's some kind of a museum over yonder there. And actually, this is kind of cool. I will sort of show you guys as I come around here. But I'll run out a little bit further so you can see it better. Cartagena de India, the district, the tourist district. All right, so this is what I kind of want to show you. It's kind of cool. I guess it's part of what the old wall is or was. And so they've just managed, hopefully they could preserve all this for years to come, because it would be a shame if all this went away, because it really is quite beautiful. And kind of, actually this section kind of reminds me of Egypt somehow, because the wall, it reminds me of when I was, gracias, it reminds me of when I was in what's that city in the bottom there, wherever the Cataract Hotel is. I've suddenly forgotten what it is, but that's usually when I forget. You know what? Usually it was a memory loss. Hola. Usually when usually when when I start getting absent-minded like this, it's because I need more caffeine. And as I said earlier, I need coffee. I need to find some coffee. So that'll be on my next task. But I happened to just see this square and it looked really nice. So I wanted to come show it to you guys because it looked rather pretty. So, all right, but back to the task at hand. We need to find King some coffee. King needs the coffee. Give King all the coffee, because he's starting to get a little bit loopy again. And when he gets loopy, nothing he says makes any sense, and he doesn't remember anything or where he is. So let's find some coffee. And a sure sign that lots of Americans come to Cartagena, there's a Hard Rock Cafe. Oh, the Hard Rock Cafe. I'm actually surprised they're still around, but I'm glad they're still around. Obviously, it would be bad if they went under. Lots of people would be affected. So it looks like there's an old church here. Just going up to investigate to see what this old church is all about, because it looks like the kind of old church that you should know something about. So I'm gonna go read the sign here, see what's going on. And of course, there's a nice little square. Let's see, the San Pedro Claver. So this church is located in San Pedro Claver Square. Dates back to 18th century. La 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 la. Okay. He is known as the Apostle of the Slaves for his tireless efforts to advocating for their rights and providing spiritual and humanitarian aid to them. So well done, San Pedro. And now his church sits here and reminds us all to do good. And oh, that's quite an elaborate door he's got going on. San Pedro wasn't kidding around when it comes to his doors. And that's a statue there, more statues. And of course the San Pedro Cafe here, where they're more happy to sell you lots of stuff that is priced in a way that San Pedro would appreciate, because he was obviously a very fancy man. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. Okay, let's see where I'm supposed to be, and then I can decide where to get my coffee. Alright, so basically where I'm supposed to meet up is over there. Alright, I'm gonna walk down that way, because as much as I want to have coffee at the San Pedro Cafe, I don't know if I can afford coffee at the San Pedro Cafe. Something tells me that San Pedro is a fancy man. So let's and chances are it probably won't be terribly good coffee either. Not that it'll be better down there, but I'll just feel better with myself if I at least take a look at a few other places and pretend like as if I actually had a choice in this matter, when you're in reality, when you're stuck in a giant tourist trap, your options are limited, and chances are they've all priced it all accordingly, because they know they've got you. And especially when it comes to coffee. you're an addict. So not much we can do. Alright, so in just wandering around, I found this little cafe here, which is Cafe, wait, Eras in Cafe? Oh no, Cafe Boutique, I'm not really totally sure. Cafe 1835, I think it might be. Anyways, it's one of those. Anyways, I happened to see that it looked nice in here, but more importantly, it looked air conditioned, and it really was air conditioned because it really is just bloody hot out there. It's really quite humid, so it's just nice to come in here and cool down before I go on my walking tour. So here I am in what I believe is Cafe. It's spelled Eraser in Cafe, but I have no idea if that's how it's pronounced. But it looks very nice either way. Very, very nice place to come. So come check it out.